All right. Happy Monday rolling out. This is your host, Crystal Jordan. I hope you guys had a great weekend. We are moving through the month of May. So much going on over the weekend. I know there was a lot of graduations. We're all kind of getting back out there slowly but surely. Things are returning back to some semblance of normalcy, maybe. But anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying the great weather. We're here in Atlanta having some very hot weather. But I am excited because today's reality check, you guys know we talk about relationships, and actually we definitely got to get into that Ready to Love mishap that happened on Friday. We'll definitely check back in on that later on in the week. But tonight's guest is a familiar face that you will definitely recognize. We've seen him kind of grow up before our very eyes, and he is here to talk about a brand new movie that he has out called Welcome Matt. Please help me welcome Tahj Mowry. Hey, Tahj.
What's going on, Crystal?
How are you? How are you this Monday? Are you in LA?
Yes, yeah. I heard you're in Atlanta.
I'm in Atlanta, so it's early afternoon there. How is your Monday so far?
The Monday's been a blessing. It's been busy because the movie comes out Friday. So
yes.
You know, I'm over here zoom. Literally.
Do you miss actually doing interviews? Have you gotten used to Zoom? Which one do you prefer?
You know what? I do kind of miss, especially for this being, you know, a film like it is. It would have been nice to be in studio for things.
Yeah.
But I mean, I ain't got no shoes on. Like, I'm chilling. You know what I mean? Like, I'm at my house, so
right.
It's either way, you know. But I mean, I'm thankful that we still get to do things like this. So, but I will be happy when we get back to the way it was.
Yes, we're moving slowly. Like I mentioned,
we're moving slowly.
Yes, I heard here in Atlanta on the radio this weekend, I heard so many ads for concerts coming back this summer. So,
yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
Are you like, which one I'm going to hit up?
Right. So,
yeah.
we miss going to the movies, but you have a movie coming out Friday, as you said, called Welcome Matt. And it's funny because when I saw the title, I thought it was going to be totally different than the actual movie. I thought that it was going to be about a guy that is, you know, can't stand up for himself, and he's kind of like a welcome mat. But
yes,
that is not what this movie is about.
No.
What I want to do is play this clip, and then I want to have you talk to our audience about Welcome Matt.
Cool.
All right.
Oh, come on, Sam.
Matthew Hillard.
Yeah.
We on the set of your first feature film, man. Life's a beach.
I'm just out here living my dreams.
Matt, I know you don't want to hear this, but I really think you need some professional help, sweetheart. I don't understand what's happening.
You suffer from agoraphobia, which is a fear of going outside due to trauma and loss.
What's necessary is you pay your rent, man.
I just paid my rent.
Yeah, with a check that bounced. You got 3 days. 3 days.
What are you doing for money these days?
I'm working hard on my movie.
You're talking about the film where you in here by yourself with your own thoughts.
So this how you want to play it, huh? I'm from the street. Don't mean you can't elevate higher, my brother.
There's no film. There's just you in this house, afraid to go outside and shit happen.
I'm thinking that I gotta figure out a way to get you out of this damn house and back out there.
It's just not safe out there.
Welcome, Matt. Talk to us about what made you want to play this character, Matthew Hillard, that is dealing with agoraphobia, which is something I had never heard of before seeing this film.
Yeah, no, you know, he deals with a lot, and agoraphobia is something that he finds out that he's dealing with during the film. And when we find him, he's sort of dealing with trauma and loss and grief. And you know, just adding on to that, he finds out that he's diagnosed with agoraphobia, which is the fear of going outside or public places or you know, things like that. And he physically can't leave his house, or a panic attack is triggered to the point where he can barely breathe. He's got to pass out and go to sleep because there's no energy left. And, you know, for a while I was looking for a script that allowed me to sort of stretch artistically. I think a lot of people, well, I don't think, I know a lot of people are used to seeing me only in the comedy world.
Yeah.
Being funny all the time. So when I read this script, it had the perfect blend of comedy and drama, and it was the perfect sort of introduction for myself to be in this feature film world. And I've done feature films before, but nothing quite like this, where I pretty much had most of the film is us with him in his house, in his own thoughts, like, so, yeah, so it's very different, and I knew it would be a challenge because I knew I had to sort of carry the film in a way that I never had to before. So that was an aspect that I liked. And then another aspect was the fact that it's just something we've never seen, especially in the Black community. This is something that's such a taboo thing. No one talks about it. People are scared to talk about it. People are scared to see a therapist. People are afraid to admit that they, may struggle with anxiety or depression. And the truth of the fact is everybody does in some way.
Yeah.
And that was what was appealing to me about the script, was that I saw a little bit of everyone in Matt. So I think that's the beauty of a film like this, is that everyone will be able to see a little bit of themselves in him. And just the fact that the movie's not even out yet, and I've seen people being affected from the grief side of it, from the panic attack side of it, from the depression side of it, from the not going outside, which the entire world dealt with for a full year. So I think the timing is that God timing, you know what I mean? It's like, this is the perfect time for a movie like this to come out. And I feel so blessed to be the face for our people in a situation like this, because we don't see movies like this. We don't see ever, really, and that are really about this. And I think that's the beauty of it. I think people will really get. And with that said, I hope you also found it to be funny as well, because it is funny.
Yeah.
But it is also intense at times.
It is. I wouldn't call it a comedy because but there are, he's you see he's a funny guy, and he's also talented. It's so many things I wanted to ask you, because I feel like, watching him with the initial responses on Instagram, and everybody's saying do this or do that. And I wondered, you grew up, like I said, we watched you grow up, right? Have you felt pressure? Because I cannot imagine the teenage years, the preteen years are hard on everybody. I cannot imagine doing that under scrutiny from other people. So if back when I was in in middle school, there was not Instagram. So, if you get pimples or
same with me.
Yeah. So we didn't have that, but now, but you grew up with people being able to comment on it because we saw you on television, right? We felt like we knew you, right? So did you ever feel like the comments from other people or the reactions from other people, did you have to learn how to balance that in your own life at some time?
I feel like, to be honest, I had to learn how to balance it as an adult, because like you said, I didn't have that either. So I think I couldn't imagine being a child actor in this time now. I couldn't, I could not imagine how hard that is for these new Disney Channel stars that have to deal with. And I think the stardom shoots up even faster now because of social media, and that's hard in itself. So I'm actually thankful I grew up when I did, because I didn't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
But I think what helped me in my younger years was taking a break from Hollywood for a little bit. Like, I took a break, went to high school, did a little bit of college, didn't finish though, but I went. And I think that was healthy for me. And I think, I sort of did the necessary steps to gradually get back into like actual regular life. And then when I was an adult, I decided to come back into acting. So I think if I didn't step away for a little bit, it might have been a little bit more difficult. But again, very thankful I didn't have that. I'm very grateful that we didn't have social media when I was, back in, smart guy Disney Channel days, because that would have been a whole different story.
Yeah, I think we don't realize that you took a break because the shows are in repeat, and the ladies are saying Tahj is so sexy. It's like Tahj was like a little boy, and then all of a sudden, like this sexy, like, wait a minute, what happened? What?
Yeah.
He's grown up. Are we supposed to look at him like that now? I don't know. So
it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
So we didn't get a chance. We didn't really know that there was a break, right? We just saw a guy, and then all of a sudden, like, how you doing?
Right.
Right. So, all right, ladies.
Oh man,
a lot of comments on that. But that was an interesting point. Another thing that I think about your character, Matthew, and that other people would relate to, even some of the comments have already mentioned, is he had a dream, and he has this dream, and it doesn't feel like, he's getting much support at all.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about, how he, because it starts out with he's telling people on the other film that he did, to follow your dreams, and he has this dream. That seems to be the thing that kind of pulls him through, the grief that he's dealing with.
Yes, I think that's another reason why people will be able to relate to Matt, because even though he gains a little bit of success and fame from the movie Life's a Beach that the people in the film know him from,
right,
he has this pressure to create something just like it or better. Mm-hmm. So, and like you said, I think his dream to keep going is what ultimately brings him out of the dark place that he's in. But I also think the people around him letting him know that, because when you see the film, you see that his idea is, because he can't leave his house, he's like, okay, let me make this movie and star in it and direct it all from home, which is like the dumbest idea ever. And I think if the people around him weren't honest with him, like, bruh, like, you're better than this. You need to go outside.
Yeah.
And I think it all comes down to communication when we're dealing with these mental health issues, and talking to the people around you, using the people you trust as a support system to ask questions, to not have yes people around you, to have honest people around you who will be like, bruh, you're better than this. You need to go outside. You can defeat this. You can win. Mm-hmm. And I think if he didn't have that, he would still, not to give anything away, but he does reach the light at the end of the tunnel after the film. This is not a film where he's staying and sulking in his grief. He does for a while, but I think that's the beauty of the film, to see his arc and his turnaround into it. Yeah. But he's a very interesting character, and he goes through a lot, which you find out in the film. And his experience that brings this trauma is very traumatic. So you kind of get why he's the way he is, but you also, want him to win, and you want him to get through it. And I think him realizing that he does have good people around him is what he needed and what he needs.
So you don't learn that until later in the film. And I think that is important, because a lot of times when you meet people, he's in a relationship, and that's the one area that whatever your issues are, they will show up in a romantic relationship. So you talk, because a lot of times you don't know I don't know if, I don't want to give anything away, but you don't know if his girlfriend at the time knew what caused, why this, why he now was dealing with this way of grief. But do you have any advice for people that we talk about relationships a lot on this show? And, sometimes you could be in a relationship with someone that's dealing with mental issues, and you may not know. She might have just thought he's depressed, he needs to get up and get outside. Like and because she didn't talk to him, they didn't really have those conversations. She ends up, deciding to do something different because she can't deal with that. So can you talk a little bit about the dynamic?
Yeah, I think again, communication. And I think in any relationship, whether it's romantic or a friendship or a family relationship, if there's no communication and honesty, there's going to be no growth and it's not going to be healthy at all. And I think with you could tell from the trailer, you can guess who his girlfriend is from the trailer, and you could see how she is in the trailer. So this isn't giving anything away, but her reasoning for you find out her reasoning for being with him wasn't the right reason anyway.
Right.
And I think, but with that said, I do believe that she knew, but again, it wasn't something that Matt was ready to speak about. So I think if he maybe had, things could have been different, but maybe not. But I think we don't know until we communicate that. And that's his main issue, is he's not really communicating in the beginning of the film. And he's kind of in denial with his own feelings. He doesn't want to face anything. And I think that's where the cool meaning of the title Welcome Matt comes in, because he's kind of a welcome Matt to himself.
Yeah.
In a way, he's not really coming to terms with what's really going on around him. And though things can be painful and hurtful and traumatic, we have to face them head on.
Yeah.
And we can't just throw them away and, okay, I'll deal with that later because it's going to just be here.
Yeah.
And I think he learns that in the film. And whether that's, letting out a good cry or talking to someone about it, we have to do that as individuals. And I think he learns that in the film. But everything boils down to communication.
Yeah. So then there's also another relationship that he's in, and she helps him through that. Can you talk a little bit about, because life happens, and I thought it was interesting that the relationship was presented, because I didn't expect that, because like somebody to connect in that place. But speaking a little bit about, everybody is going through things, and to think that we're not going to get in a relationship or not fall in love with someone if they're not perfect is not realistic, right? So we're going to imperfect people. We are imperfect. So how do you think people can support, if you have a loved one, a spouse, a girlfriend or boyfriend that is dealing with a mental disorder like that? How can another person be a support, but yet still, hold them accountable for what they're going through?
Yeah, I think the first step is trying to understand what that person is going through. And I find that a lot of people that deal with whether it's panic attacks or depression, a lot of the time the people around them are like, oh, just get over it, you're fine. But they don't really know what's going on in that person's head, A, because they're not talking about it, or B, because they don't understand it. So I think, and like you said, none of us are perfect. So everybody is imperfect. So you're going to find flaws in everyone or an issue with everyone. But I think it's how understanding you can be. And I think the purpose of any relationship is to grow together, and how you can learn from this person and how that person can learn from that person. So unless you're willing to do that, then you shouldn't really be in a relationship.
Period. Right.
But I think the important thing for us to realize when it comes to mental health is realizing that A, everyone's different, and B, everyone is affected differently.
Yeah.
And C, just because you don't understand it doesn't make it valid.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to I had someone message me today, and this is what's so beautiful about this film. It's not even out, and people are already contacting me about what they're going through because they see themselves in Matt. And this woman was telling me that she can't really talk to her family because they don't understand. They think it's nothing. And so that's where the understanding has to come in if we are dealing with someone around us that's like that.
Right.
Put yourself in their shoes for a minute. You may not be dealing with it, but they are. So find out why and how you can help.
I like that, because I like the movie shows, everybody deals with trauma or experiences differently, so that was interesting. Some of the funniest scenes are with you and Deon Cole. Can you talk about what it was like to work with him? He is hilarious. But what was that? Because you guys had great chemistry. What was it like on set together?
That makes me feel good. It's crazy because obviously the movie's not out, but during the process of interviews today, like people have seen the film, so I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. That means a lot that you saw our chemistry because we felt it together. And I was so happy when he decided to do this movie because nobody could have played it like he does. And you'll see, for those of you who haven't watched it, he plays my slightly crazy neighbor who may have a marijuana issue, maybe a little too much sometimes. Do what you do. But he's just like, and he brings this comedy to it that is just, it's so organic and natural. And I think that's the beauty of the film as well. Is for me personally, when I saw the screening of it with the director a few months back, I forgot I was watching like me, and I was just watching these people in these crazy situations. And I was like, okay, wow, I think we did something good here if I'm not even watching my performance anymore.
Right.
But Deon Cole is just, he's a comedic genius. And like, some of my friends are huge fans of him. So to be in a movie with him is cool for me because I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm in a movie with him, you know? And like, he's just so, and I will tell you, a lot of that stuff was just not even on the page. Like he was just, we were just going. Like a lot of the stuff in our scenes, especially the ending of scenes, like when we're just riffing off each other, like that's not even there. Like we're just going. And it was so fun. I think he was only there because when you see the film, it's literally me and the camera right here for most of it. But I think he was on set for maybe 3 days. And like, it was just, first of all, it was great to have someone else in a scene with, because a lot of it is just me crying, eating takeout, you know? But it was nice to have a scene partner like Deon. As well as Gigi and Adrian and Jasmine, as well as everyone in the film with me. But you know, when you have that comedian like Deon Cole in a scene with you, and you have to match their level of what they're bringing, because like I didn't know what he was gonna say sometimes, so you know. But that's what their relationship is in the film, like, you know, and I think it just made it that much more real. But I'm so thankful that he did this movie, and people are gonna love. He's great in it.
He is great. You guys definitely were great together, and it felt.
Thank you.
It felt so natural, so it makes sense that it was just kind of him doing it. And so, well, I definitely, you know, I think people from the comments get that this is something that is funny, but then it also has a great message. But before we let you leave, I got to ask you, because I did not realize that you actually do music also. So we know that we've seen you do acting. Can you talk a little bit about, and is music like is that your outlet? Is that what you do to kind of like get steam off, stress off?
I have a lot of different ones. It's writing and it's music, because I recently actually just wrote a screenplay. Well, it's you know, it's gone through different drafts, but and it's something that we're gearing up to go into production on, that I'll be directing. So it'll be my directorial debut. So I'm really excited about that. So I have different outlets, but unless I'm fully, music is, well, it's with anything really. As of right now, music is not my main focus. My brother, our younger brother, Tavier, does music, and like, that is his, like, and he's so talented. So I'm giving that world to him, because he's killing the game, and his new stuff is going to come out this year, and people are going to trip out. But for me, I do, that is one of my outlets, but I can't, music is different for me. I can't always do it. I have to be like led to songwrite, and but even if it's a screenplay, I have to be led to write the screenplay. But as of right now, my main focus is in my acting and in the sort of extracurricular behind the scenes type writing, directing stuff, which I think people will be, you know, pleasantly surprised, because I've been in this business my whole life, and directing has been something that I've always wanted to do. So I'm so thankful that it's actually like about to happen. But so I have different outlets. So music is definitely one of them, and that's not to say I'll never go back to it. But I have to be fully like inspired musically, and right now my inspiration is elsewhere.
Gotcha.
So I never want to force anything, and I'll never write a script or a song unless I'm like feeling that I need to write it. So and acting sort of never leaves. I'm always inspired because I'm a movie guy. I watch films every day. So I'm always inspired by that. So yeah, it just depends. But right now it's the acting, the writing, and the directing. That's my my vision, where my vision's at right now.
That's your focus. You're gonna let little brother have it right now.
Yes, he's killing the game. He's killing it. He's killing it. He's producing, writing, rapping. He sings too. So he's doing it. He's doing it.
So Brianna says, can you do more YouTube covers then? So,
oh my gosh. She an OG fan right there. She an OG fan.
Yeah.
I've done a couple little songs on my Instagram. Like, again, like I think I have like 2 covers on my Instagram right now that were pretty recent, but like they're never planned. Like it's just like I'll be like at home and singing a song and be like, all right, let me share this with people. Like it's never like something. So I don't know if I'll ever like do it how I used to do it, like back in the day, like covering songs like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, you never know when you'll see me singing on my Instagram. Like that's why on my bio it says I act sometimes, I sing sometimes. Like it's just,
so basically, guys,
you never know. You never know.
Instagram. Keep up with his Instagram, and you
just keep looking for it. It might pop up.
I have to say, for a Hollywood family, because Hollywood is something that a lot of people aspire to, and there's this like feeling around it that's bigger than life. How have you and your siblings managed to be working all your lives and still stay so grounded and so almost, I hate to say it like this, but like seemingly normal, which is not what we expect from a family that's had that much success, and we've seen that much. So how do you guys stay so connected and so grounded as a family?
I think, well, first of all, it's our faith, right? I mean, I am constantly humbled because I serve God, who's like sovereign over everything, and I'm very little. So like, I'm already humbled in that aspect. And then the other ways are our parents. I mean, we grew up as military brats. Both of our parents were in the military and the army. So we grew up a certain way, to respect our elders, to respect our parents, to be compassionate and caring, and view everybody the same way. And that bleeds into our work. And then I'd say the biggest thing that I learned as a child from my parents is to just keep Hollywood separate from life. Like, cause it's like this fake world here, right? And it's a job. I mean, any other job, people aren't like living in their job all day long. Like they leave their job and they go home. So it's like, I treat my job the same way as if it was any other job.
Right.
And I realized that it's a blessing to do what I do. My talent that I have is not from me, it's I've been gifted with it from a higher power, from God. So I can't take ownership of anything, of any of my talents or anything that I have or have accomplished. And I think just viewing success differently than society views it. It's not about how much money you have. It's not about who you know. It's not about how long your resume is. It's about so many other more important things.
Yeah.
So I think that's what keeps us the most grounded, and also just making sure the right people are around you. And I realize not everybody has maybe as close-knit of a friend circle as I might have. Like my friend circle is, most of them have been my friends like since middle school or high school, So it's like, we've known each other for over half of our lives. Like my 2 best friends, we've known each other for going on probably 18, almost 20 years now. So it's like that also keeps you grounded, because like you know, my boys, they not over here letting me ever get a big head. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
our group chats be savage as hell. Like, they be coming at me just as hard as I be coming at them. So, like, you know, it's good to have those real people around you.
Yeah.
Just like we were talking with Matt, not a bunch of yes people around you who are gonna, tell you how amazing you are all the time. Like, you got to have a real people around you. And, so I'm just blessed to have that and a family that lives close to me. I know that's not something that everybody has, so I don't take it for granted. But yeah, just surrounding yourself with positive people. And if this business is something you want to be in, realizing that it is not real life, you know what I mean? It is a job, and you have to treat it that way and have a life separate. I think when your life bleeds into your work, that's when you always get in a little bit of trouble. So I think that's the most important stuff.
That's good. Well, if people, I mean, it's hard not, you guys all have that energy, and it's definitely comes from the higher power. But
yes, ma'am.
You guys do a great job of staying in touch with that, because that can be difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
Before we let you go, we got one more question. Now, this is the most important question of the interview.
What's up?
This is a silly question.
Oh, okay.
Versus battle, right? I'm sure you've watched the versus battles.
Wait, I don't know. Have I?
Well, there's a new one coming up, and so I want to get your opinion. The new versus battle is Soulja Boy versus Bow Wow. Who do you have?
Oh wait, I have heard. Is this the same thing that like Timbaland and
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God. Is it freestyle?
It's based on hits. So they go back and forth with hits from the past. Who you got? Who you got, Tahj?
You know what? I have to go with Bow Wow, just because there wouldn't be a Soulja Boy without him. So, but Soulja Boy got some hits. So like, so I don't know. That's hard. But if it was to give credit where credit's due, I give them both credit, because Soulja Boy is like the godfather of social media rappers.
Yes.
He started all that.
Yeah.
But again, there's never been a rapper like Bow Wow to start how he did and have the success he did at such a young age and the talent that he did. So, man, I'm gonna plead the fifth, but I'm gonna give them both. They credit, because they both are OGs in their own way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they are. But I agree though. Without Bow Wow, there wouldn't be a Soulja Boy. But you're right. There would be no ringtones, because Soulja Boy had ringtones and the social. So they both.
That's hard. That's why I was like, wait. I don't want nobody coming after me. That's hard. Like, that's hard.
Well, thank you so much for your time and being a good sport. You guys, please check out Welcome Matt. Tell people where they can see the movie at on Friday.
Yes, it comes out May 28th, Friday. That means you got all Memorial Day weekend to watch it with your family. It'll be in select theaters. So if it's not playing in your area or by you, just go online wherever you buy your movies, Amazon, iTunes, and you can purchase it there. I believe it'll be anywhere you buy films. But if you want to pre-order it, the pre-order is only for iTunes. So if you don't use iTunes, you just have to wait till Friday to find it on Prime or Vudu or wherever you get your movies at. But please watch it. You're gonna love it. And I know it'll touch a lot of people. So I'm very excited for everyone to see it.
Well, congratulations again. You definitely have to come back with your movie that you're.
Hey, you already know.
Yeah, definitely.
You already know.
Thank you so much, Tahj Mowry. We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Crystal. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Definitely wish him much success with that film. But definitely, like I said, if you watch it, it's interesting to see how grief can play out in so many different ways. We definitely are normalizing therapy, and that's all a part of this film. So I've enjoyed hanging out with you guys. It was a great interview. I definitely will be back on Friday for our Ready to Love recap. Now, there was some shaking up happening this past Friday on Ready to Love. I've already talked with a couple of my love relationship experts, and we got something to say. So you guys hang out with me this Friday, 10 o'clock p.m. as always, right after Ready to Love. And then I'll be back on Monday with an all new reality check. I appreciate you guys. Love you for watching, and I'll see you guys on Friday.